Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. First episode of the year. Oh Lord, 2023. New year, new list. Lots to catch up on. News, movies, and shows. All the good stuff. Nerds, power up. Let's start the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm here with my tasting menu soulmate, Andres. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? That's good.
Yeah, man.
First official
How you
show
doing?
of stuff that may have come out this year. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm
I'm
excited.
lying. I'm tired. I'm still tired. I just interrupted
Yeah,
you.
recovery still. Yeah,
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, big
But,
move.
But everything's cool, man. I'm excited to hang out with you. And I interrupted you. What were you saying?
And just excited, man, to talk about some of this nerd stuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. We got so much catching up to do. So we're gonna power through some stuff. But before we power through some reviews, nerd news, far away.
Yeah, man. First up, it was a little alarming. I opened up Twitter on a few days ago, and Jeremy Renner was trending. And whenever you open up Twitter and somebody's name is trending, either something bad happened, controversial, or somebody died, right? So you
Damn.
like click on there, and then it's like, oh man, and he got in an accident, up in Montana, wherever he lives and stuff. And
Nah,
I
it was
guess
here. It was
it's
like
pretty serious.
it was outside of Lake Tahoe. It's actually not too
Oh,
far
okay.
from where I live. Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. Snowplow.
Yeah, I didn't see any
That's-
pictures of him doing it, but yeah, the snow plowing.
There are no pictures, but I mean, I saw a picture of the snowplow itself. It's like one of those things that you get in to drive, apparently, and he was helping
Oh,
someone, and it somehow shifted back into gear and like ran him over. And
Oof.
apparently, he had to have like his chest got crushed, and he did not look like he was in great shape. But he's been posting pictures from the hospital, so that's a
Yeah.
fucking excellent sign, and hopefully, it's a good recovery.
Yeah, that was crazy though, man.
Super crazy.
Yeah. Hope he
Man.
hope he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, we need
He
Hawkeye
has a
season
show
2.
coming out soon.
We need Hawkeye season 2.
I know. That was a good show.
It was
Well,
fun.
he has the other show coming out pretty soon in a couple of weeks called the Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, season 2.
And
right?
I liked the first season, so
Yeah.
it's nice and bloody.
I bet we'll review it. We'll definitely get around to reviewing that. Jeremy Renner, man, hang in there.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be okay. All right, next
Yeah.
on the list. Actually, next on the list is a really interesting thing, and I'm gonna get your take on it. So apparently, like some point in December, a court okayed a lawsuit to move forward. That and the lawsuit was brought forward by fans who watched the trailer for the film yesterday, and in the film trailer it was Ana de Armas, like as a character, doing her thing. But when they went to watch the movie, she was nowhere to be found in the film. So the lawsuit is basically false advertising, false marketing. And a judge ruled that they had enough to go forward on. So now it's going to like a full-on trial for like false advertising. And there's it's going to be a precedent possibly for future companies making trailers to not lie in the trailer. And a ton of what happens in trailers are kind of lies. So I'm a little curious how this goes forward. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of like hype they have to build around a trailer, and they'll put a bunch of shit that does not end up in the final film. And there's whole like Rogue One. If you watch Rogue One, there's a whole bunch of stuff that did not end up in the final film because they went and reshot like half that film. So what is the long-term effect of this lawsuit? I have no idea. We'll see. But I don't know, what are your thoughts on trailers and false advertising?
Yeah, it's interesting because the trailers play a great part in deciding if you're gonna make it or not to the movie, right? I think that as far as the Ana de Armas thing, there's cameos in movies all the time, or no, there's people that are starring films that aren't on the title card. If it would have said starring Ana de Armas and she isn't in it, then that's like a different thing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do understand. It's a fine balance between lying, and
Uh,
artistic choices.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like so much changes from like the script, and then it changes again to what you shoot, and then it changes again to what you edit.
Yeah,
And how do you determine that? And there's so much pressure to get like your money back immediately. And these guys want to cut trailers before the film itself is even close to being finished. They're not even finished shooting
yeah,
films a lot of time. They're trying to get trailers in the theaters and in front of people's faces.
yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like
it's
it's
gonna
common
be weird.
practice
Yeah,
because there's a ton of times that I can remember, like, oh man, there was that one shootout in the trailer. It didn't happen in the movie,
yeah,
or whatever. I'm
yeah,
more of like, don't put too much shit in the trailer because I want to
yeah,
be surprised in the movie theater.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, God
Mister.
damn, like there's go ahead,
We'll talk about that
Mister
in a little
What?
bit. But go ahead, Mister. I
Like,
watched every trailer ever.
dude, I remember Prometheus. I'm like, God damn, they put the ending of Prometheus in the trailer. Like, what the? I'm like, damn, I already seen this part.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I'm like,
pretty
I want to
wild.
watch something new in the theater.
It's pretty wild. Like they shouldn't put anything in the last like third of the film in a trailer like ever. And they
Yeah,
do it like all the time. And they just did it again. And we'll get into that for the menu. After I watched the film, I went back and watched the trailer. And I was like, I think they gave away way too much in the trailer. Cause I'm glad. I think I watched the trailer loosely last year at some point, and then I kind of fell off. Then we watched it again, and we watched it again. I was surprised on everything that happened in the film. But then we watched the trailer. I was like, dude, they give away so many things in the trailer. So people who watch it don't watch the trailer for the menu, just watch the movie. And we'll get into that in our reviews. But yeah, so there you go.
yeah. All right,
All right.
man.
Speaking
Moving
of,
on. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go ahead, fire away.
I got a little bit of a um, news breaking down the box office. Avatar making the green, making some money. It's beating Top Gun Maverick in 3 weeks, passing $2 billion this week.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
we were both okay. I think we
We were
both
wrong.
we were ate shit on this one. We both thought Wakanda Forever
Ah,
was gonna whoop up on Avatar. But
yeah,
apparently, I don't know if it just wasn't that good or audiences are. I don't know. I'm really. We'll get to that later. But we were both wrong. Avatar is continuing to climb. Like that to me, that's shocking. The weirdest thing, I don't really know anyone who's watched it. Like I know two people that have watched it. Usually, like in that group, I would know like 10 people. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. I guess it's coming from abroad, and I don't know. I don't know. And the two people that I talked to that watched it both said the same thing. It was fine. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
think it's just like one of those event things that you have to do it, even though it's not going to be great. I don't even know if I could sit through 3 hours at home of like pretty pictures and like it looks like it's going to be like a giant screensaver on my TV. It's going to be really pretty, but there's going to be like no story to it. We'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know. What are your thoughts on $2 billion?
I mean, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'm the only one that hasn't seen that, and I live with the people that I live with. My family, my my kid went to watch it with some friends at New Year's, and my
Uh
wife went to with some friends too. And I'm like, where am I gonna go watch this shit? And they're like, yeah, it's great. I'm like, thanks for waiting for Dad. But but so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm currently in like trying to carve out a time in the schedule where this guy can go. I'm like, I might have to
Cool.
ride solo.
And then
That's
you can
probably
review it
better
for us.
anyways.
You
Yeah.
could be the creepy guy in the corner watching three
Yeah.
hours of naked blue people run around.
No, I'm gonna get two seats in the middle and be like, don't talk to me.
All right. So that's
Cool.
Avatar. We're looking forward to your review at some point. All right. It is time to get into reviews.
Yeah,
Explain
man.
the first part of our reviews because we are doing a ton of catch up from the holidays.
Yeah, we watched a bunch of stuff. We were, take quote unquote off from recording the podcast for a couple weeks. So we watched a bunch of shit. And now it's time to talk about it. All
Yeah.
right. So
We're gonna
we got two
separate this into one
segments.
chunk. Yeah.
Yeah. We got two segments. Some things that we watched that we thought were okay, and we're gonna be like yay or nay really fast. And then we got some what do you call it? Your entree and your deliciousness at the end. We got some uh dedicated reviews, power reviews for some high quality stuff or
Yeah, so
not.
let's get into the rapid ones first. What do we got first?
Okay, rapid fire. Tick, 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 tick. Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. Dude, this is
Yeah.
a film I told you, like, I wish it was on my top favorite of the year for films. This is a film I wish I would have saw in theaters with you because you would have been on the ground dying laughing for most of the film. And
Yeah.
I loved it. It was hilarious. It made my top. Try maybe avoid trailers if you're gonna watch it. Just watch it. It's a big
Yeah.
action comedy. And what are your
Yeah.
thoughts without spoiling anything?
Well, spoil anything. I have some funny notes, funny jokes when they land. There's some jokes that don't land. It's a hit and miss for me. There's some corniness, and then there's some coolness to it. I don't know, man. It's just hit and miss. But I enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed the experience, but a little, some nitpicks here and there.
Dude, we watched it twice over the holiday break.
Yeah.
Because we just want to watch something fun. The second time, we're like, just watch it again. And we did. It was easy, and it was just almost as funny the second time. Super appreciate it. Understood the story a little bit more because there's a little bit more going on than you realize. We're like, wait, who's... And then they did what? And what's their relationship? And who's this... Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Now understood, like, the gun thing. And I was like, okay.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. Which I appreciated. But that's
Yeah.
Bullet Train. All right. We both mostly
Yeah.
liked it. I liked it a lot. You mostly liked it.
And you were right. I would have been laughing my ass off because of the jokes. There's
Yeah.
one particular joke in there that I fucking laughed for like 5 fucking minutes.
We'll talk about that one later. Brad Pitt was hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yeah. All right. Lost City. Your
Yeah,
thoughts,
you watched
sir?
it. You already watched it. We just
Yeah.
watched it because we just wanted to watch something easy. Turn your brain off. I gotta say, we mostly enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd watch it again anytime soon, but there's plenty in there to laugh at. Like, I was like, damn, this is pretty funny. The Jack Trainer stuff was pretty funny. I know you didn't like it. You're making faces. And I don't know if you expected more than it was. It was exactly what it's supposed to be, a silly thing. And I think the only thing I had a problem with is that it's clearly a homage / ripoff of Romancing the Stone. And not once in the film did they allude to that or give any kind of like credit to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many parts of the film that are exactly like Romancing the Stone. Like, you should have at least like had Michael Douglas do a cameo, or something to kind of like give a nod. And they didn't do that. Other than that, it's a pretty funny film. It's a cartoon. It's all cartoon characters being dumbasses. But go ahead, tell me you didn't like it.
Yeah. We briefly talked about it last year, and I didn't like it. I don't think I laughed once. I didn't.
Damn.
The jokes were like whatever.
Damn.
The big surprise. I mean, I think that was like, oh, okay, and then it was gone, and yeah, so had zero fun watching the movie.
Wow. All right then. Well, there you go. If you like the right takes, like Andres' takes, go watch it. It's on Prime right now. If you like stupid takes, listen to the other guy. Turn your brain off and enjoy Lost City.
That's the first thing you said, right? Turn your brain off. That's you.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Mr. White Towel. All right. Treason on Netflix.
Yeah, you didn't.
I'm surprised you didn't throw the white towel on that shit. That's some bullshit right there.
That was
Don't get me started.
Did you what? Anyways, we made it to the end. It's only like 5 episodes. I'm trying to remember. It's not that many, and they're shorter episodes. But
yeah,
it's on Netflix. It's about British intelligence agents, and it's a really cool premise. Unfortunately, all the British intelligence agents are some fucking total dipshits the entire episode. Like, all episodes, you're doing like the opposite of what you probably should be doing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the whole time you're like, oh my God, did he really just do that? Oh, did they do that again? Oh my God, why does this? But for some reason, it was just enough, or the premise was good enough to keep us into it. And it kind of just ended at the end. And it was like, by the way, 'tis I, the bad guy. And I'm like, wait, what? And it just kind of like they had to like wrap shit up. And like the last episode was terrible. Like how they wrapped everything up. It was just, it's not great. It was like a 6 out of 10. It's not high on the list. It had good production values, had great actors. It's just kind of like, and it's a really cool premise, but It was just not tight, and the choices were bad. I don't know what else to say, man. Did you watch some of it?
I didn't watch
Yeah.
it. I wanted to watch it. Charlie Cox, I really enjoy his work,
Yeah,
and
Daredevil
just haven't
himself.
had a chance. Yeah,
You could. I don't know. I can't really recommend it too strongly.
yeah,
So if you want to watch Trees on Netflix,
yeah,
maybe turn your brain off again because holy crap, it's like
yeah,
stretches and stretches of like what the fuck. But all right.
yeah.
Anyways, moving past that to
So
the next one.
you went from Lost City
Yeah,
to Treason. All
dude, I
right,
would
here
watch
we go.
Lost City again over Treason. If that, I don't know what that tells you.
That is exactly what it tells me. You're shit.
All right,
All
and the
right.
last one on our rapid fire list. Go.
White Noise.
Yeah,
White Noise. I
yeah.
gotta say, I was really excited for this. I was kind of anticipating this more than Glass Onion because they both came out on Netflix and they were apart. But I was like, oh man, I can't wait till White Noise comes out. I really want to check that out. And yeah, I the movie, it was disjointed and it was it didn't hold your hand, but it went too far as not holding your hand. Because at the end of the movie, I was like, "What did I watch? What the fuck did I watch?" And yeah, there was a couple parts where, like, if anything worked for me, it was like the middle of the movie where it was like, okay, I see where we're going. You know, there's a disaster and we're all leaving. Okay, so I felt like the movie was on track, and then it fell apart at the end again. And some of the performances I enjoyed, but man, the movie just fucking blew. So
Dude,
that's my rapid
yeah.
fire review.
Dude, here's my rapid fire review. We put it on, looking forward to it, really looking forward to it. 10
Yeah,
minutes in, had to pause it and had to have a conversation. Do we really want to continue fucking watching this
yeah,
piece of shit? We went
yeah.
another 10 minutes because, we don't throw in the white towel here. When we do, it's
This is
earned.
the definition of throwing the white towel in. Fucking 10 minutes. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, it sucked after the first 10 minutes and we
It,
watched it for another 10 and it continued to suck. And then according to
you
your
watched
final review,
all
it
of fucking
sucks
Lost City. You watched
because it
all
was
of
funny.
Lost City,
Because it was a
and
silly
like this was
premise.
well better made than fucking Lost City. Lost City
Disagree.
didn't have any fucking jokes.
The whole thing was a joke. You're crazy.
You're a joke.
You're crazy. That shit was funny. And
Well, anyways, none of us
white
liked
noise.
fucking
No.
White Noise.
20 minutes in, we turned it off and we're good. The performances were all over the place. I'm like, what movie is this person in? Why is this? It was just like still. And then you hear later on, apparently it had tons of production. They reshot it like twice. And it was like just a mess to work on. And people were like, the crew were complaining about how bad it was to work on. It's like, holy shit. And I guess that explains why the whole film ended up being a mess. Hats off to you, sir, for watching a piece of shit all the way through.
Yeah.
Hats off to
Well,
you.
I mean, I went into the same room you did, Mr. Lost City and Treason.
America's
And then, like, what should I
fucking
recommend
hero.
more? Treason or fucking Lost City? You can't recommend shit you don't watch.
At least we can agree that white noise sucked, but at least one of us was smart
Yes.
enough to turn that shit off early, and we saved an hour of our time.
You missed the
to go
best
do-
part.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
You totally did. And now
I
you
don't
don't
think I
know
did.
because you're a quitter.
All right, getting into the much better stuff, the long form
Yeah.
reviews. First on our list, what do we got?
Hey, before we start the list, just springing this on you live right now.
Oh,
You want to go from worst to best and leave the best to the end, and we'll just like see which one we both think is best.
I'm gonna let you lead the pack on this one, buddy, because I just tore you up a little bit in your shitty taste. So I'm gonna let you have a comeback. Fire away,
Bro, it didn't bother me any. You're a quitter. It doesn't bother me at all.
All right, tough guy.
All right, so all right, my least. We got 3 movies coming out, and I'm gonna go from least favorite to favorite, and the first one was Glass Onion.
The least favorite of the
My
three that we're
least
about to
favorite
talk about.
out of the 3.
Okay.
but we're gonna review them.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Glass Onion
So,
first. Go ahead.
all right. So Glass Onion, I thought
Done.
that it was hilarious. I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed the performances overall. Some of them were a little over the top, but I can't handle that. I mean, the whole premise, is kind of crazy. I like the little cameos. I enjoyed the meta aspect of it, and I enjoyed, a lot of the commentary that's is really like topical. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I liked how fun it was, and I really like what's her name's performance, Janae
Yeah.
Monet, I think is her
Yeah.
name. I really enjoyed her performance. So I give it, I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I say out of 10, I give it a 7, 7.5.
I agree. I would give it a 7. It's hard because Knives Out was one of our favorite films of 2019, and that film for me is like a damn near solid 9.5. Like it's so good and so rewatchable and so
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's got a lot of heart. And
Mm-hmm.
this Glass Onion, I think, was totally lacking the heart of like the center of it. Like you were rooting for Ana de Armas' character the entire film, and you're like she's super relatable, and you're like rooting for her, and then you see like Benoit Blanc, how you're not really sure where he's going and how, but then you see like
Mm-hmm.
he's got a big heart too, and he's kind of rooting for her in his own way towards the
Mm-hmm.
end when it's revealed. You're like, wow, it was just great. This film is
Yeah.
kind of lacking both a character to root for and like the heart of like the center of the film. I enjoyed the film. I'll probably watch it again. There was a lot going on, but at the same time, I feel like there wasn't enough going on. It was kind of almost too straightforward. Like I want to have like a reveal of the reveal. You know what I mean? They're like, this person did it, and this person knows, and that's it. And I'm like, that's it. And
Mm-hmm.
it got a little. I think some stretching, some stuff. All right, we're gonna get into spoilers here for I don't know how long.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes. How long do you want to talk about spoilers? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
Yeah, go for it. 2 minutes.
2 minute
Go ahead.
spoilers, folks. If you want to get into that, come back in 2 minutes. All right, it's in timer. All right, here we go. The twin thing bugged. Like I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun because it's kind of like a classic murder mystery reversal kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But at the same time, I was like, eh. But I did really appreciate, like you said, Janelle Monáe. Her performance was fucking. She was a level above everyone else in the film. Like when she
Yeah.
showed up, I was like, oh, this is cool. She just
Yeah.
brought this energy and it was so cool and so much fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did appreciate that. But go ahead, spoiler
Yeah.
stuff. What else you got?
Well, I think the big reason that you didn't get Knives Out Part 1 is that there wasn't a fucking murder till the twin reveal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
just like a mystery party. I'm like, who gives a shit? That's why there was nobody to root for until you
Mm-hmm.
get like 45 minutes to 50 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
starting with the film, then you're on your way, because it was confusing. Why is he here? Why is
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Craig here? But so yeah, that's the big part that's missing. It's the whole murder, like an actual murder, and not just
Yeah.
like, reveal 50 minutes into the movie.
Totally agree. I remember at the 45-minute mark, I was like, what is this film about at this point? And they kind
Yeah.
of do reveal, you're like, oh, okay. But I think at that point, like they really should have done it in the first 15 minutes. And then at the
Yeah.
same time, the end of the film, like Benoit Blanc, he was not really involved in anything. He just kind of hung out on the side and didn't actually like
Yeah. He had done
he
his
had
part.
nothing
Yeah.
he had nothing to do with like an outcome or anything. He literally went and hung out on the beach while all this
Yeah.
shit burned, and I was like, that's kind of awkward. I feel like he should be a little bit more involved. But as we're coming to the end of our spoilers here,
Yeah.
I think we gotta cut it now. All right, we're good with spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it for me.
All right, yeah, me too. Uh, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I just was a little disappointed because my hopes were a little high based on the original,
Yeah.
and I'm like shit. But it's worth watching. It's still worth watching. Like
Yeah.
it's
Seven
the
and a half.
performances. Yeah,
Seven,
yeah,
seven and a
seven,
half.
7.5. That's good.
Solid movie. Yeah, man.
All
So, all
right.
right, moving on to you're gonna have to help me out with this one, because
Oh yeah.
as you can tell by the way I spelled it out. Banshees of
Inisherin.
Inisherin?
And sure,
Inisherin?
sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
on
starring Colin
HBO.
Farrell and Jackie Gleason on HBO
Yeah,
Max.
yeah.
Yeah, man. You want to go first or you want me to go
Did you
first?
just wait? Did you just say Jackie Gleason?
Yeah, did I say Jackie Gleason?
You said Jackie Gleason,
I did. What's his name?
not Jackie Gleason.
You sure? It's Gleason.
Last name is Gleason. Or if it's not Donald Gleason.
Jackie Gleason, bro.
Oh my god, I'm gonna look this shit up, man. Oh my god, you're embarrassing. You're embarrassing me. I can't
Am I?
believe. Here we go. Here we go in real time. Banshees of
You
Brendan
can't say the
Gleeson.
name of the movie either.
Inisherin. The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, I said it right. Inisherin.
Yeah, but the dude's not Jackie Gleason. It's Brendan Gleeson.
Oh, Gleason. Whatever, bro. It's all good.
Fuck, Brendan Fraser. Why?
I apologize, Mr.
Anyways,
Dominic. Brandon.
we were both wrong, but you fucking.
All right.
Anyways,
Anyways, go ahead. Go.
we enjoyed it. I think it's maybe worth another look. I think hearing later, and this is not a spoiler, that it was explained that the film was kind of like a metaphor for the Civil War that took place in Ireland at that time, which I didn't catch at all. Like there's a little bit in the background you kind of hear, but we enjoyed it. I enjoyed the dialogue. Like it's like watching like a fun play with really two fun actors with and some supporting actors that kind of came in and did a great job. I loved the use of fact. Definitely watched the film with the subtitles turned on. Holy crap. It was enjoyable. It is just kind of like, I want to get your take on it, and then I'm going to kind of continue. But go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of like, coming from a small town, I can kind of relate to the whole, like, I got my friend, and then what the fuck am I supposed to do if my friend's not talking to me? So I'm going to dedicate all of my day to this, like, it just becomes a thing to do. So I think Colin Farrell just became like, oh, I have this thing to do, figure out why he doesn't want to talk to me. And I kind of do see the parallels between the revolution in Ireland because everything, I mean, it was the second most thing talked about, in the movie, I feel like. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I went in with really skeptical outlook because I did not enjoy the previous movie as much. In Barouge, the same actor and same director.
Yeah, I did. So I was really looking forward to it.
Oh, see, I had the opposite effect.
Yeah.
So this one was like a nice surprise. It wasn't total subtext like that one, I think. But this one, I enjoyed it. I like the slow pace of it, and I think it lent to the issue that they had, and the Brandon Gleeson was great.
Yeah,
and so was Colin. But yeah, they're both great.
His sister was great. Yeah,
yeah. Even the little guy, with the fucked up dad.
Did you?
Oh man.
One of the reasons I was so looking forward to the little dude's performance was we saw him recently this year in a totally different role, and he's going to be in a much bigger role in a couple of years as, take it away,
the Joker.
The Joker in the next Batman film.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, who's this guy? And yeah, it was really good. I love the scenery. I love the setting.
Yeah.
It's a super well done film. I'm not sure if it deserves like people saying best of the year. I'm like,
yeah.
There's several others that I watched more, but it was fun. It was a fun watch. Great performances. There's not really much to spoil. The only thing I have to say is I'm still trying to figure out was the film about this dude who just kind of like, is he Colin Farrell?
Is he dull?
Is he stupid? Or is he an
I'm
asshole?
not dull. Yes, you're a dull. You remember they call them you're dull? He's like, I'm not
the
dull.
whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then he goes and does something. You're like, I'm not sure if he's just really, really stupid or he's just a huge asshole. And like, he's trying to say, I'm kind, but then he'll do something that's like not kind at all. Some of the stuff he does. I'm like, Jesus. So
yeah.
He's just that big of an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, what level of idiocy is this guy sitting at? And then at the same time, Brendan Gleeson's character, like, is he an idiot or is he an asshole? Or is he stubborn? Like, it's like levels of stupid that just keep like escalating, and it's fun to watch because you're just like, this isn't gonna happen. Oh, this is gonna happen. Oh shit. So I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And then it escalates to the very end. You're just like, the hell's the matter with these fuckers?
It turns into a blood feud. Nothing
For
will
no
make it
reason.
right.
Yeah.
For no.
And
No, man, I think Brandon Gleeson was like, hey, I don't want to talk to you, man. I'm good. Fucking after that, I'm like, all right, you know?
I felt it. And then I don't know. It was just like, whoa. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. So
Yeah.
that I'm happy with. I wasn't sure what it was going to be about exactly. So that was
This is the
fun.
kind of movie that we need to watch with a therapist. Like, how is this supposed to make me feel? Like this, you know, like to help translate, you know, what's on the film. I'm like, is it supposed to make me feel this or is it supposed to make me feel that? But I can't stop watching it because it's well done. You know what I'm saying?
I
So I don't know.
sympathize with the anger and the violence. Does that make me
Yeah.
a bad person?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with him. He should, if he doesn't want to talk to me, he shouldn't have to. Why, you know, fucking move on. Doc, help me out, Doc.
What do I do? But yeah, Banshees of Inisherin on HBO Max. Definitely put it on your list. It's worth watching. It's totally worth watching. And
Yeah, I mean, it
it's
just
just a
gives you
well-done
something
film.
to talk about, you know, and like,
Yeah.
and you want to like, you kind of put yourself in either one of
Yeah.
their shoes, and you're
You
like,
can
oh, okay.
reevaluate your own relationships in your own life and
Yeah.
what they bring to you. Do they add to your life or do they subtract to your life? And that's kind of
That's why we need a fucking therapist.
And yeah, definitely check it out. Watch it with subtitles. Last things on the Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
Do you want to? I'd give it like at least an 8, maybe even 8.5. Because when you start to look at it through the eyes of like the Irish Civil War, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, which is really cool to see that kind of conflict personified through these two characters.
yeah.
All right,
And shout out to
let's
Colin
move on.
Farrell.
Yeah, dude,
Hey,
he's
can't
had a
wait till
year.
I can't wait till the Penguin comes out. Yeah.
Dude, do you think he's gonna get nominated for this film for Best Actor and nominated for Supporting Actor with Penguin? I could see that.
Man, that'd be fucking crazy. If he
I could
does.
see that. It happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Because and then like a couple of years ago, his supporting role in The Gentleman was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he's been on a little heater for me. So,
Dude, he kind of went away from
that
it
guy.
a while,
He
but
made me
man.
look up fucking what are those called? Jumpsuits. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, me too. I need to find one that's not made of polyester. As soon as I find it, I'm buying it because I don't want to sweat to death.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of sweating to death,
Moving on to the main course.
yeah.
The Menu on HBO Max, starring Ray Fiennes. What's his name? The young guy,
Nicholas Holt
and
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, sir.
the supporting cast is not too shabby. John Leguizamo, is great. Judith Light should have had more lines. That whole table of douchebags did fantastic.
I hate those guys.
All right, man. Let's talk about the film, but we're gonna get into at least 5 minutes of spoilers soon. But overall, you told me something really cool how this film would rate on your list of best of, because it came out last year, but we didn't watch it till this week.
Yeah, and I think
So far away.
you know, it's kind of a genre film. You know, I don't want to give too much away, but you know, I think it would take place like last year. I put Barbarian on my top 5 because I wanted to give a nod to all my creepy crawly scary people that like scary movies. And this is a little bit suspenseful, so I like this movie, and that's why I would probably have put it up there, because it's getting tight up there in the top.
Dude, the top
I
5
enjoyed
is
this
tight.
movie. Yeah, shout
I
out
don't know
to
how,
Angel who told me about this movie. He came in and he was like, right after watching it in the movie theater, he's like, "Bro, you have to watch The Menu," and I'm like, "All right." He watched in the theater, so shout out to him, man.
That's awesome. I think, man, I hope this movie gets nominated for at least Ralph Fiennes' character, because I mean, there are some shots of his face, and you see so much
Yeah,
happening, and I was like, holy shit.
yeah.
Um, One of my favorite films in the
Well,
last
the
year
way it
by
was shot, I
far.
mean, dude, it should get nominated at least by the way it was shot.
I hope the design, everything was
Yeah,
so like orchestrated.
clean.
It was so good. This film, I can't say enough. Go in blind. Definitely don't watch the trailer. Just watch the film. Have zero
Yeah,
expectations and just kind of follow what happens. And it's fascinating when it gets into like the artist and his
yeah,
artistry, and at the peak of his craft, and where do you go from there, and how do you deal with people
yeah,
who are like the fans of what you do, and people who
yeah,
are just like just want to hang on to you and don't really truly appreciate what you do, but
yeah.
want like
And
the
people that think they have
notoriety
ownership over you because they're partaking in
because
your
they're fans.
service,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude,
There's so many
this,
different levels of things that are going on in this film. We're like, it's so good. It's so good. Like it's such a trippy film.
yeah. And the way they
And
divided it, it's kind of like by table. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
there's everything. Every story was well explored and talked about, and expectations met. I don't know what else to say, man. Except watch this film. Try to block out 2 hours to do it. Pay attention.
Hmm.
Take it in. It's gonna leave you thinking about some stuff and enjoy. It's not
Yeah,
the happiest of films. I'll say that. There's like a lot of serious themes that happen throughout, and it's like, wow,
yeah.
wow. Um,
And it definitely takes a
but
jab at all the fine dining industry too.
oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like all these elitist foodies.
yeah,
You know?
totally. Like there's just levels of just commentary on just the system as a whole, of like top to
Yeah.
bottom. It's like wow, it's so good, so
And
good.
that's
It
the
was so
funniest
well
part to
shot.
me. Like every time like they would cut like some of the funniest parts like without giving too much away is like, oh, I watched every episode of Chef's Table twice, and like, oh shit,
Yeah,
that's my show. I love that show.
dude,
And
I
then
mean, it
like they
was
shot it
perfect.
like it, right? They they
Oh,
they
100%.
mimicked they
They
mimicked the
knew
fucking
going in, like the themes, they knew what they wanted, and they executed it
yeah,
perfectly. And then like the showing the title card menu stuff. And I was like,
yeah,
I've never seen that in a movie before." And then
yeah.
when they use it towards the end, how it like progresses, and they're like,
Oh yeah. So
I'm gonna get to that, and our
the different
spoilers, but
dishes. Yeah,
yes, and
yeah,
there are some spoilers, so we're gonna get into that. But let's get into spoilers, man. There's so much to talk about.
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put 6 minutes on the clock for this one, because I
Good
think we're gonna
idea.
because freaking 2 minutes went way too fast. All right, 6 minutes,
Yeah.
folks. So get ready to fast forward by 6 minutes, because the spoilers are gonna come hot and heavy in the kitchen. Here we go.
Yeah.
Spoilers away. Fire, dude. Give me your biggest ones.
Dude, it was a different film. It's so funny when you sent me that message where you're like, we're 40 minutes in. Hey, thumbs up, all fucking cheery and bright eyed and fucking bushy tailed and shit like that. I'm like, oh, they haven't watched the mess yet. They haven't gotten to the fucking mess.
Dude, what was my message? Do you remember the message I sent you when I said we're gonna watch the
That 40
video?
minutes in, man, everything's all good.
No,
We're
but do you
gonna
remember what I said? But do you remember what I
no.
said though?
What?
I said if there's a bunch of
Oh
bodies
yeah.
in the next, like, by the end of the film, we're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
And
within like minutes.
yeah. Minutes later. I'm like, they haven't gotten to the mess. Dude, that was fucking that's the turning point, right? Of the film. And
Dude, I
then after that it
literally think
was
we paused it on when they're rolling out
the mat.
the mat, when they were putting like
Yeah.
sage or whatever on it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? And then
Yeah.
that's when we paused it for like a bathroom break or something. And I went to like, dude, this is a fucking movie. Awesome. But this is also crazy. And people better start dying soon. And then within like minutes, bah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Brains blown. It's funny.
And that
Dude.
was
And
deep.
I love all the stuff they said without saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah. The lady and the critic.
yeah, the lady and the critic,
Yeah.
Anna Taylor Joy and the old guy, like,
Yeah.
oh, she's a prostitute, this and
Yeah.
that, and I loved all the little things, man. And it was like really nuanced and top level shit. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
they
and the way Ray Fiennes looked, oh man, like you said it earlier, I was like, damn, that guy, he's giving me the Red Dragon vibes. You know what I'm saying?
oh
And
man, big time. Big time.
yeah, dude, it was enjoyable. And Nicholas
I,
Holt, man, this guy's bringing this energy, man. like he's rolling off the grate and he's bringing that kind of level, I think, of energy
Yeah.
to his roles and stuff. Man, I couldn't stand that motherfucker saying that.
I love his character. Like he had such an arc. And then when you reveal later, like he goes in, he's like this big fanboy and something
Yeah,
terrible happens and he doesn't give a shit. And he's just like, when's the
yeah,
next menu? And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't take pictures. He's still taking pictures. That's the most fascinating thing is like, and when you get to the reveal of like, he knew for months
That
that the
this
whole
was about.
purpose, everyone was going to die, including him. And he was
Yeah,
like, I don't care. I want to experience this thing. And he was still taking pictures. Like, you're going to be
yeah,
dead in a couple hours. And he's like,
yeah.
I got to Instagram my food. And I'm like, holy shit. And then the reveal where he was told he is not allowed to attend the tasting menu without a partner, knowing full well that whoever he takes is going to be murdered. And like when you're like, what is Nicholas Holt's crazy bad thing? And then when that starts getting revealed, like this dude knew 100% this other poor person was going to be murdered, an innocent person, just so he could taste this food is like pretty much all you need to know. And that's why
Yeah,
the dude was like, yeah, you're going to die.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
that
yeah,
was
go ahead.
it was
I have one more thing, but I mean, I have several, but go ahead.
yeah, and I do love the ending of the film. I remember the
Oh,
spoiler, so yeah, dude, and I loved how um I don't know how she did it, but she threw a Hail Mary when she said a cheeseburger, and it's kind of just like, oh shit.
it's because they showed a
In
picture of
essence,
him cooking a
yeah,
cheeseburger with a big
yeah,
smile. And I was like,
yeah, and
fuck,
that's
that
like
is such good writing.
the essence of him being a cook. You know, it's like I just want to cook good food. You know what I'm saying? All this other pretentious shit, you know, it's great and stuff, but at the heart of
Yeah.
it, he's just a line
Yeah.
cook. You know what I'm saying?
She
He's
stripped
a
away
line
all the
cook.
bullshit.
Yeah, just a
He would
plain
enjoy it. She
burger.
would enjoy it. And it's just
Yeah,
like that comfort smile make you feel good. You know what I mean? Like,
and then the way
and dude,
she was. Go ahead.
yeah, I made me want a burger. We were both like, fuck,
Yeah,
I want a
fuck yeah,
burger.
yeah, juicy burger.
So simple. Oh, I
Yeah,
loved
and
it.
the way she ate the burger on the boat as the shit was exploding in the background, I was like, oh yeah, that's good shit.
Dude, it's so
Yeah,
good. The
man.
ending, I was like, how the fuck are you going to possibly get out of the situation? And like when she does
Yeah,
that, I was like, oh, brilliant. And she then,
yeah,
I would like to take this to go. And he was like, so like enlightened and he experiencing
yeah,
something he hasn't experienced in like decades, possibly. And
yeah.
it made him feel. And then he was like, you may go. And I was like, holy shit. So there was that. And
And
I loved that. Mhm.
how'd you feel when they thought they were gonna get saved, and then the guy had the gun and he was like
I was
pointing
like,
it, and
I
then he
knew it
went
was
to
going to
the. That shit was
too
fucking
easy.
funny.
Too easy. And I loved the other part that I was dying where he makes Nicholas Holt's character cook a meal. He's like, "You're a fan, come and cook us something. Cook us something."
Yeah,
And he was like, ah.
yeah,
And then he cooks some shit and then he eats it and he's like, "This is shit." And then it has like the title card of like so
yeah,
and so's bullshit.
yeah,
And I was like, "Oh my god!" And the title card for the s'mores, it was like graham crackers, blah blah blah, cooks, chefs, and assholes or whatever it is, and I'll get fucking destroyed.
that's
I
fucking
was
funny.
dying. It's a dark film. Uh,
Yeah.
30 seconds left. Anything else?
No, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I appreciated the movie, and yeah,
Dude, yeah. Um, huge fan of this film. I think I need to watch it again and let some stuff sit with me.
yeah,
I love it when I watch a film and like the ideas and the themes of it sit with me. This film sat with me. It was so understated in its crazy way where it just sits with you and it's the different themes. It's one of the better films of the year. I would say it could be in my top five. It might knock off one of the films in my top five because this film sat
yeah,
with me like a lot of other stuff didn't.
yeah.
Damn it, is good.
And the craftsmanship was there.
Yeah.
Story was there. The
Yeah.
idea was there, and they
The
pulled off the
dialogue, the
ideas.
writing, everything was
Yeah,
it was,
yeah,
I would say, damn near perfectly executed film. Like, it's,
yeah,
gotta watch it. Anyways,
yeah.
all right.
And you hated everybody. I mean, not everybody, but like everybody played the role that they were expected to do it. And like I feel like as an audience member, they got from me what they needed to get from me. Like
Yeah.
those the three financial guys, you hated those guys.
Yeah.
The famous guy pretending to be not over the hill, you know, you got a little bit of empathy and a little bit of this, but also like, hey, bro, you're fucking famous. Come get the fuck out of here, you know? And the rich couple, the older couple that are
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
They all
uh,
played their role, and he defined each person perfectly, and
yeah,
they defined themselves for the most
yeah.
part. And I
Oh, the
don't
fucking critic. That critic, dude. It's just part of the show. It's part of the show.
this what is their thing like the consomme is broken. There's too
Oh
much
yeah.
blah 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 and the blah blah
It's
blah.
broken. Is that broken? Oh man, like offended. Oh,
Yeah,
bitch, calm
like
down.
how dare you? But
Yeah,
yes, oh so good. I can't. Well, me and you are gonna be talking about this more offline. But yeah, the menu
yeah,
on HBO, 100% check it out.
yeah,
That's all I got to say. Don't go in with expectations. Don't watch the trailer.
yeah. I give it
All
a
right.
9.5. 9.5,
I
buddy.
I would say 9.5 is well worth it. Definitely top of
Yeah,
the list for folks. All right.
yeah.
Let's get on to the next segment. What do we got?
All right. Next we got trailers. First one, uh M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. How do you feel?
What are you thinking?
I like it. I watched it and I'm like, okay, it's a cool idea. And I hope it's not one of those M. Night twists, where it's like, just it's something basic and you figure it out, man. I don't know, man. I like the idea of it. Sounds cool. And we'll
They're
see
making
what the
it look like
execution is.
um like it might not be a twist. I who knows? He's
Yeah.
I think he's only made one good film in the last like 12 years or something. I don't even know. So I'm gonna let other people watch this, and you can let me know. I think it's a cool
Yeah.
cast. I think the
Yeah.
idea is interesting, but at the same time, this one idea gonna be like a 2 hour film. Like, ugh, like the movie
Yeah.
Old it was like one idea, and it was like it got, dare I say it, really old really quick. So I was like, okay, um,
Yeah.
eh. I'll let you tell me how this one is. All right, what's the next trailer?
Next trailer, we got Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, and uh You People.
So it's the full trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I think I probably should have watched it. I didn't watch this trailer.
Fucking quitter. Telling you.
Oh man, I just forgot. So, but tell me what you think. We watched the
It
teaser
looks funny.
trailer.
It
I
looks
thought it was
funny because apart from the race thing, like what's the guess who's coming to dinner and guess
Mhm.
who, where it's like an interracial relationship. Like I feel like they're adding religion to it because Jonah's Jewish and Eddie Murphy and the parents, they're Muslim. So it's not only,
Yeah,
you know,
got culture clashes.
yeah. So it looks funny, man. It looks funny, and we'll see how it goes. And I can't wait till Eddie Murphy goes off. And Jonah Hill, like, he has some pretty funny lines in the movie, and they were put into pretty funny situations where where I could see where it would create comedy and awkwardness between them. So I'm looking forward to it. And Julia Louis Dreyfus is the mom, is Jonah Hill's mom. So I can't remember who the dad is. But yeah, it looks funny. Can't wait till it comes out.
It's on Netflix, so I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping Eddie, old school Eddie Murphy shows up, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
He needs to lighten up and just be funny.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next trailer?
Next we got Renfield. I don't know who directed this, but it's starring Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult.
I think it's mostly starring Nicholas Hoult, but yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Well,
your
there's a
thoughts?
reveal at the end of the trailer with Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It look good. Look fun. I don't know. It gives me a little bit of um a little it's a little campy. It gives me a little campy notes, and we'll see how it goes.
I like the premise where he's supposed to be
Mhm.
Dracula's assistant in modern day LA, which is like, okay.
Yeah.
And he plays it like really straight and kind of funny. Nicholas Holt's great. But how it was shot and edited and written so far from the trailer, I'm like, I'll wait for this one free on one of the streamers. And I'm going to give it like 15 minutes before I give it the boot if it's not interesting in the first 15 minutes. Because I just had this weird feeling from the trailer. Like it's not well Like the idea is cool, but the execution of it might not be that cool. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. Like I think there's a
Yeah,
lot
we'll
of room
see.
for failure. Like if they
Yeah.
nail it, awesome. But I think there's a lot of room for on this one.
Let's see if I get to it.
All right. New to the list.
All right, new to
We
the
got
list.
we got two things. We got two things here real quick. What you
We
got?
originally had three things, but we ended up watching the menu.
Yeah.
Took that shit off of that. That's on the list. That's probably going to the end of the year list.
Yeah, I don't know how we have to handle that one. I think since we watched it this year, we should definitely put in consideration for this year. All right.
And it's one of those movies they release like December 25th, you know?
Yeah. All right. Far away. First thing.
New to the list, Black Adam.
On HBO. It came out of nowhere. I didn't even realize like they were going to release it anytime soon. Then I was like, put on HBO and it was right there. I was like, you're not even going to like advertise at all or anything? Like this.
I feel like they did a little bit though. Like online they did. I think the move kind of like, you know,
everything went dark.
You're offline for a little bit, off the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that kind of like, you have a little askew view to it. But I think they did.
Yeah, but this film is a very polarizing film that we talked about in length in like our Rotten Tomatoes segment about critics' reviews and audience scores. That you watched it. You had your review, which was not a happy review. And I got to tell you, I watched like maybe 20, 30 minutes of it. Like, wow.
Did you get past all the exposition? Because it felt like it was a fucking hour of exposition. Like, dude, just a narrator.
It was they spent how much time and money, and that's what they ended up with. Like, every piece of dialogue was like forced. Like, I don't know who wrote it. Like, was it a robot writing this shit? You said some dudes with crayons are writing it. And I'm like, dude, it's like a robot with crayons. Maybe it was writing this fucking film. Because it was like, what is this? Like, so much fail. Like, so much. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh. And homie fights like an army and he's fine. But then all of a sudden he gets a scratch and he's not okay. Like, this guy's got the power of a god. But then all of a sudden he gets like a scratch and all of a sudden, like, he's out. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of inconsistent shit is this? I don't know. Slight spoiler. I don't think there's really anything to spoil in this film. This film is just like out there. And I haven't finished. I don't think I'm going to finish.
Yeah, this movie makes me want to start a new title, a new list title. The regret list. I regret this fucking thing. I regret.
The disappointment list.
Yeah.
The list of disappointment.
It's not me. It's not me. It's you list. You fucking suck.
The list of tears. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe that's it.
I've seen it, so I don't want to say anything else.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, check out a film that's been in the news for a lot of not good reasons in the last couple of months, and especially The Rock on HBO. All right, what's the next thing we got? New to the list.
Next thing we got Kaleidoscope, show on Netflix, starring Giancarlo Esposito and I can't remember anybody else on there.
A cast of characters. I don't know.
Cast of characters, and he's like a master thief, and they're planning a robbery. And the interesting premise of the show is that you can basically watch it in any order, and it won't make everybody can have a different viewing experience, and at the end, it would all make sense. Anyways.
Yeah, apparently the episodes aren't labeled like 1, 2, 3. Every episode is given a color. And you can watch them in any order you want, but then you watch the last episode last to get a different experience to wrap it up. I think me and you are going to watch this, and I think we're going to have to write down which order we watched them in, and then we'll have to do a review in like a week or two, depending how quickly we get through it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a fun idea. It's a fun idea.
Fun idea.
Do they pull it off? We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for new to the list or the regret list. Moving on to double feature. First double feature of the year 2023.
Yeah.
New year, new me. It's new beginnings, new home, new everything. All right. We're gonna
new outlook.
New
right.
Outlook. Positivity. All right. We're drinking positivity here. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, that's it.
Slurping it down. Ga. All
right. Good job.
What do you got, man?
So new year, new me. The show, the film. This is a very loose interpretation, by the way.
Okay.
I went with Face Off.
Kind
A literal
of
new you.
literal. Face off. That's interesting. Nice.
I mean,
love
if
that
you're
movie.
gonna do something completely different and new, it's
Yeah.
what was that guy? Castor Troy's chance to
Yeah.
live a happy life with a family,
Yeah.
but he went a different direction.
Yeah. I still
I don't know
remember
what else
that
to say
scene where
about
he's
this movie.
like, he's dressed as a priest and he's like singing in the choir.
And then headbanging and grabbing some girl's butt, and you're like,
Oh,
damn,
man.
this guy's getting crazy.
Yeah. This shit
That
would
movie's
not
awesome.
fly today.
No.
Yeah.
Especially dressed as a priest.
Yeah.
But fun film, great premise, great execution of these two people becoming all new people and having to deal with all this shit in the process. And it's just a fun film with people becoming new. So that's my pick is Face Off. All right, what
Yeah.
you got? I'm so curious what you picked.
All right. So you got a new face and I have a new job. My new year, new me is training day. I got training day.
Training day, first
Yeah.
new job.
Yeah. Hey, it's first day at the office with Denzel, Hoyt.
It's a memorable day indeed, sir. Dude, I remember sitting this in the theater watching this, and like towards the last like 20, 30 minutes of the film, I was just on edge. Like the escalation of the story and the characters.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like, dude, so good. So good.
Yeah, it's so funny because I remember when they go to the essay's house and I'm like, okay, we're taking a breather. No, we're not taking a breather. And then they start playing cards and they start asking him questions and they're like, hey, can I see your gun? Can I see your gun? And he's like, no, you can't see my gun. Well, I have this gun or this gun and this gun. And they just start pulling out guns. Let me see your fucking gun, bro. We all got guns. It don't matter. And then the guy, you get your shit pushed in. Oh my God. Fucking Tuco did the whole movie. Oh, and that's the first time I saw that actor, Curtis. He played Magic. His Curtis. Oh my goodness. He was in freaking the Die Hard movie.
Oh.
The Australian guy. But he played Magic, the Mexican guy. We'll get to the bottom of your shit, eh? That's my niece. Remember he calls the girl right before they're going to blow Hoyt's head off?
Oh, yeah. He says, hey, this guy.
Yeah.
What happened today? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
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 That scene was so intense.
Yeah. That was great. So,
dude, was
man. Yeah. Go ahead.
New faces, new jobs. Well, fucking John Travolta got a new job. He got to, or the bad guy in Face Off, he got to be FBI.
Yeah.
It's his first day on the job. Oh, man. All right, there you go. Face Off and Training Day as your New Year double feature.
You're welcome. We
put
did
it on
it
the
again.
List, bringing the heat.
Yeah, man. We both had some heat right there.
All right.
Wow. Watch either way. Whatever you want to watch first.
Happy ones.
Yeah, they both work. All right. Well, that's our show for today. Please like and subscribe. Leave any comments or recommendations. Did we miss anything? How wrong was Andres? Let us know. We're here for it. All right. I'm Francisco.
And I'm Andres.
And this is Two Nerds, One Pod. Put it on the list. Let's go.